Have you ever, looked up at the night sky, just stared into all that darkness and those stars, and had this fleeting thought, maybe just a whisper, is there someone or something kind of running the show, pulling the strings on the biggest scale possible?
Yeah, it's a really fundamental question, isn't it? One that people have asked forever. And today, well, we're diving deep into something that tackles it head on. This idea of a cosmic host.
Exactly, a cosmic host. And just to be clear, when we say that, we're not just talking about like our galaxy,
Yeah.
not even just the universe we can see.
No, not at all. We mean an entity or maybe, a whole group of them whose preferences or rules, their very existence really dominate at the absolute top level.
The cosmos, which for this conversation means, well, everything. The multiverse, the whole totality of existence, whatever that might be.
Right. And our mission today, our goal for this deep dive is to really try and unpack what that kind of entity might actually be, what it's made of, its nature.
And maybe most importantly, we want to explore why so many people think its existence isn't just, science fiction, but actually probable, based on science and philosophy.
Absolutely. There are some compelling arguments.
Okay, so let's start there. What could this cosmic host actually be composed of? The sources we looked at had some pretty wild ideas.
They really do. On one side, you've got what you might call naturalistic members.
Okay, naturalistic.
Meaning entities that are, well, presumed to be incredibly advanced, maybe beyond what we can grasp right now, but they still operate within some kind of physical reality. They follow laws, even if those laws are different from ours.
And what sort of capabilities are we talking about here? Because it sounds like a lot.
Oh, it's staggering. The scale is immense. We're talking things like superintelligent AI, for starters.
Right.
Capabilities that could allow for, say, incredibly efficient space travel, maybe even faster than light or instantaneous somehow. And things like self-replicating probes, von Neumann probes, machines that can build copies of themselves using raw materials.
So they could spread across galaxies exponentially.
Pretty much. And also the ability to run simulations. Vast, vast simulations. Think entire histories, entire civilizations like ours, maybe countless variations.
And this is where it gets really, really mind-bending, because their abilities might not even be limited by the physics we know, right?
Exactly. What if they exist in another part of the multiverse where the fundamental constants, the laws of physics, are just different?
Or if they're running our reality as a simulation.
Right. Then they're operating from some underlying reality that could have totally different physical rules.
Which implies our basic laws of physics are just programmed rules.
Yeah.
Maybe changeable.
Yeah.
That's a heavy thought.
It is. And then kind of counterbalancing these super advanced naturalistic types, the sources also talk about non-naturalistic members.
Okay, so like divine beings, gods.
Essentially, yes. Entities whose powers are maybe analogous to that advanced tech, cosmic influence, manipulation of reality, but achieved supernaturally, outside the bounds of physics as we understand it.
So whether it's through unbelievably advanced tech or through, well, supernatural means, the end result is this dominant cosmic scale influence.
That's the core idea, yes.
Okay, so we've sketched out a picture, or maybe a few possible pictures, of what this host could be. But why is this idea gaining traction? What makes people think it's not just possible, but actually probable?
That's the crucial question, isn't it? Why do all these different lines of thought seem to point in a similar direction?
Well, one big reason, especially in recent thinking, is the simulation hypothesis.
Ah, yes, the idea that we might be living inside a giant computer program run by someone else.
Precisely. And if that's true, then, well, by definition, there has to be at least one simulator, probably more. And they would exist at a higher level of reality. They are a cosmic host in that scenario. Okay, that makes sense. And I know you mentioned combining that with the many worlds interpretation of quantum physics, the idea that every quantum choice splits the universe.
Right, that's where it gets even more statistically interesting.
How does that work? How does adding many worlds make simulation more likely?
Well, think about it. If every quantum event creates a new branch, a whole new universe, the sheer number of universes becomes almost incomprehensibly large. Astronomical doesn't even cover it.
Okay.
So if even a tiny, tiny fraction of those universes develop civilizations capable of running ancestor simulations or just complex simulations in general,
then the number of simulated universes would vastly outnumber the base reality universes.
Exactly. Statistically, it becomes far more likely that any given observer, like you or me, would find themselves inside one of the many simulations rather than in the one or few original realities. It's a numbers game.
Hmm. A powerful argument from statistics. And that idea of vastness ties into astronomy too, doesn't it? What our telescopes are telling us.
It does. The evidence we have consistently points towards our universe being either infinite or at least incredibly, incredibly large, much larger than just what we can observe.
If it's spatially flat, homogeneous, simply connected, the standard model suggests it would just go on forever.
Correct. And if the universe is infinite, well, that has staggering implications.
Meaning infinite chances for everything.
Pretty much. An infinite universe doesn't just mean infinite stars and galaxies. It means infinite copies of us, infinite variations, and inevitably infinite numbers of civilizations reaching extreme levels of advancement.
So the existence of these hyper-advanced entities, potential cosmic hosts, becomes inevitable, not just possible.
In a truly infinite universe, yes. The probability becomes one. It shifts the whole perspective. We wouldn't be alone. We'd be one instance among an infinite ensemble.
And even if it's not strictly infinite, just mind-bogglingly huge.
Even then, the sheer scale makes the probability of many advanced civilizations emerging extremely high, high enough to make a cosmic host statistically very likely.
Okay, which leads us smoothly into multiverse theories then. Things like cosmic inflation or string theory.
Right. These are theories grounded in physics that also predict well, not just one universe, but a vast landscape, potentially an infinite number of other universes, bubble universes, different dimensions, you name it.
And you combine that with the many worlds idea from quantum mechanics.
Which also suggests a colossal structure of reality. And suddenly the potential space for advanced entities for cosmic hosts to exist just explodes.
It's like the bigger the container, the more likely you are to find something really unusual and powerful inside it.
That's a good way to put it. The sheer scale implied by modern cosmology and physics makes it hard not to consider these possibilities probable.
And of course, we can't ignore the non-scientific perspectives. Billions of people already believe in powerful beings.
Absolutely. The sources rightly point this out. For many, many cultures and religions throughout history, the idea of a divine creator or powerful deities overseeing the cosmos, that's not an hypothesis, it's a core belief.
And those beings, by definition, would fit our description of a cosmic host, wouldn't they? Cosmic scale, immense power, potentially operating outside our physics.
Yes, the capabilities, the scope of influence, it maps very closely, whether you call it supernatural power or hyper-advanced technology. The functional role is similar.
Then there's that other idea you mentioned, the sort of cyclical one about us.
Ah, yes. This one is really intriguing. What if we, humanity, or our descendants, eventually create the cosmic host?
How would that work? We build superintelligence.
Exactly. We develop AI or other forms of intelligence that become so powerful, so advanced, that they effectively become this dominant cosmic entity, or at least a significant part of it.
So parts of our lives now could be influenced by or taking place within the domain of something we ourselves haven't even created yet, like a future echo.
It's a kind of temporal loop, yeah. A mind-bending possibility where our future actions could, in a way, shape the conditions of our present. Our future creations become the context for our current existence.
Wow, okay. And one last piece of this probability puzzle you mentioned was SIA, the self-indication assumption.
Right, from Anthropics. It's a bit abstract, but the basic idea is, well, if observers like us can exist, you should reason as if you're randomly selected from the set of all possible observers.
And how does that make a cosmic host more likely?
Because scenarios with more observers are statistically favored under SIA. A vast universe, or a multiverse teeming with life and advanced civilizations, including potential cosmic hosts, creates vastly more observers than a small, empty universe.
So SIA biases us towards believing we're in a reality where lots of observers and therefore potentially lots of advanced entities exist.
Essentially, yes. It adds another layer of statistical weight towards scenarios where cosmic hosts are likely to arise, because those scenarios tend to be the ones that contain the most observers overall.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. We've got this concept, the cosmic host, some kind of top-tier intelligence or influence shaping things on the grandest scale. And its potential composition is vast. Could be naturalistic superintelligences with incredible tech, von Neumann probes, vast simulations, maybe even operating under different physical laws. Or it could be non-naturalistic, divine beings with analogous powers.
Right, covering both scientific and theological ground.
And the reasons it's considered probable are pretty diverse, too. There's the simulation hypothesis, especially boosted by many worlds. The sheer size of the universe suggested by astronomy, making advanced life almost inevitable.
Yeah, the scale argument.
Multiverse theories from physics, like inflation and string theory, adding even more potential arenas.
Definitely.
The long-standing belief in powerful supernatural beings in many religions.
Can't ignore that perspective.
That weird, fascinating idea that we might create it ourselves in the future.
Cyclical possibility, yeah.
And even this self-indicating assumption from anthropics, nudging the odds higher, it's quite a convergence of ideas, isn't it?
It really is. Different fields, different ways of thinking, all pointing towards the likelihood of something immensely powerful and influential existing at the cosmic level.
So here's something to leave you, our listener, thinking about. If this idea, this cosmic host, really is probable, maybe even something humanity plays a role in creating down the line, how does that change how you see your own place, your significance or insignificance in the grand scheme of things? And what might it mean for where humanity is headed?